Friends, I am Syam Doshi, Assistant Professor of Bhagwan Mahavir Engineering College and Technology, behalf of Bhagwan Mahavir University. Today we discuss about one topic, coffer dam, in the subject of building construction and technology. It is the new part uh, from 2019-20 syllabus, coffer dam. Now, first of all, what is coffer dam? Coffer dam is a temporary structure constructed in the river or lake so as to make the area on downstream side completely free from water, such that it is possible to carry out the construction work under reasonably dry condition. First, we like to start about what is the uses of coffer dam. So first uses of coffer dam is it is temporarily constructed for construction of project like bridge, piers and abutment, dams, docks, etc. Second use is it provides safe environment to work. Next, material of coffer dam can be typically reused on other construction project. And last is steel sheet piles can be easily installed and removed from coffer dam. Okay, next slide we are going to what is content in coffer dam. First, introduction is completed in coffer dam. Next is requirement of coffer dam. What is the basic requirement of coffer dam? Coffer dam basic requirement is a coffer dam should be reasonably watertight. This is first and basic requirement of coffer dam. Second requirement is it should be generally constructed at site of work. The design and layout of a coffer dam should be such that the total cost of construction, maintenance and pumping is minimum. Coffer dam construction, maintenance and pumping is minimum means coffer dam is basically 5% to 10%. 5% to 10% of टोटल प्रोजेक्ट के 5 या 10% जो पैसे होते हैं वो कॉफर डैम के लिए यूज़ होते हैं. ओके, सो वो जो पैसे होते हैं वो मिनिमम हो, यही कॉफर डैम की फर्स्ट रिक्वायरमेंट है मेन. नेक्स्ट, इट शुड बी स्टेबल अगेंस्ट bursting, overturning and sliding under the flood and waves. Next one is the water to be excluded by a coffer dam may be either groundwater of water lying above ground level. It may be deep or shallow and still or running. This is the basic requirement of a coffer dam. Next topic of coffer dam is necessity. Necessity and use is same of coffer dam, but we will discuss here necessity of coffer dam. First necessity of coffer dam: the coffer dams are required in the following situation when it is required to construct a structure in the river bed. Necessity first: in river bed there is structure like bridge, piers, dock, harbor. At that time coffer dam use in this type of situation. Next, when structure is to be constructed on a seashore, then when it is required to construct a structure on a bank of the lake or inside the lake. Okay, in the lake we construct some structure and coffer dam uses also there this type of structure. Next one is when deep excavation are carried out in a coarse grained soil. Next, when excavation is carried out below groundwater table. And last one is during deep excavation when sides of the trenches are likely to collapse. This is the necessity of coffer dam, and uses of coffer dam we will discuss later. Next one is uses of coffer dam. This is the common uses of coffer dam. Facilitate pile driving operation, to place grillage and raft foundation. Grillage and raft foundation is discussed in shallow foundation. Next one is to construct foundation for piers and abutment of bridges, dams, docks, etc. To enclose a space for the removal of sunscreen vessel. Next, provide a working platform for the foundation of building when water is met with. And last one is to provide space for carrying out the foundation work without disturbing or damaging the adjoining structure such as building, pipelines, sewers, etc. मीन्स वहाँ पे भी कॉफर डैम यूज़ होगा. द नेक्स्ट वन इज फैक्टर्स अफेक्टिंग सिलेक्शन ऑफ कॉफर डैम. फैक्टर्स क्या क्या अफेक्ट करेंगे कॉफर डैम को सिलेक्शन करने में. द फर्स्ट फैक्टर इज देयर शुड नॉट बी मोर लीकेज फ्रॉम कॉफर डैम. दिस इज द मेन factor affecting. Leakage should be minimum. Next is coffer dam should be constructed at site work. Third one is planning of construction of coffer dam should be in such way that after dismantling the material can be reused. Then the design and layout of coffer dam should be done in such way that the total cost of construction, maintenance and pumping is less. Overall construction of coffer dam is economical. Coffer dam should be more stable so as to prevent any possible overturning, bursting and sliding under the action of floods, waves of water and anticipated loads. And material used for the construction of coffer dam should be easily available nearby. Transportation facility of machine equipment material is also reliable from the site. We are move on types of coffer dam. There are 10 types of coffer dam: earthen coffer dam, rockfill coffer dam, rockfill creep coffer dam, sandbag, single wall, double wall, cellular coffer dams. There are two types of cellular coffer dam also: diaphragm and circular. Creep coffer dam, concrete coffer dam, suspended or floating coffer dam. But there are 5 main types of coffer dam. This one is earthfill coffer dam, rockfill coffer dam, single wall coffer dam, double wall coffer dam and cellular coffer dam. These are the main types of coffer dam. So first we are talking about earthfill coffer dam, earthen coffer dam. In this type of coffer dam, it is made of earthen embankment and can be constructed if the water depth is not more than 1.2 to 1.5 meter. In various books 1.4 to 1.8 meter also. So 1.2 to 1.8 meter of depth, and the velocity of flowing water is very low. The top width at the dam should not be less than 1 meter, and upstream side slope is 1.5:1 and downstream side slope is 2:1. See in this figure, upstream side and downstream side, drainage ditch and dump clay. Advantage of earthfill coffer dam is it is suitable for narrow and sluggish river. Narrow river, the earthen coffer dam is used. Next one is it is also suitable for low and moderate height of water. In this type of coffer dam, sand is base for wet conditions and clay is suitable for dry condition. Problem of erosion in sand embankment is common but can be solved by providing drainaging ditch as shown in figure. Okay, next one is rockfill coffer dam. This type of coffer dam consists of stone or rubble placed one over the other along the stream. It can be constructed if the water depth is up to 3 meter. Up to 3 meter water depth, rockfill coffer dam used. An impervious layer of earth is laid on the outer face of the coffer dam so as to avoid the leakage of water to the downstream side. Downstream side, there is section of Rockfield Cofferdam. Text, it is the downstream side, and 180 centimeter text is upstream side. This type of cofferdam are best suitable and economical at the location where the rock is available in large scale. When rock is available in large scale, prefer this type of cofferdam first. This type of cofferdam are more suitable for slope 1:1.5 or more. Next cofferdam is sandbags cofferdam. You can see this type of cofferdam everywhere. It is very easiest. There is a sandbags which constructed uh, middle of the river where the flow of velocity is low, and river depth is not more than 1 meter. Then sandbags cofferdam used at that type of condition. The method of using laminated sandbags to build cofferdam are easy to construct, cost efficient and economic friendly also. Next type of cofferdam is single wall cofferdam. It is a type of sheet pile cofferdam. It is a type of sheet pile cofferdam. Water depth is 4.5 meter to 6 meter, and it can be used for up to 25 meter of depth. The distance between guide piles may vary from 1.7 to 3.5 meter depending upon the velocity of the flow. In this figure, guide pile, sheet pile is easy to see. There is a guide pile and a sheet pile. Then wells, which are also called as longitudinal runners, are bolted to the guide piles at suitable distance. Then wooden or steel sheet piles are driven into the riverbed along the longitudinal runners. Single wall cofferdam area can be enclosed by sheet piles and guide piles, and then water is pumped out, which make the enclosed area free from water such that the construction work can now be done in day condition. Look at the figure. Then single wall cofferdam, and its next type is double wall cofferdam. Double in this type of cofferdam, it is also sheet pile cofferdam. If the large area is to be enclosed and if the depth of water is large, then double wall cofferdam is preferably constructed instead of single wall cofferdam. The construction is same as like single wall cofferdam. Only difference is that instead of single wall, a pair of wall is provided which increases the suitable of cofferdam. This type of cofferdam is suitable up to a depth 10 to 12 meter. There are two types of cofferdam: Ohio River type cofferdam, and next one is wood or steel sheeting cofferdam with wells and tie rods. Double well cofferdam, also known as Ohio River type cofferdam. Next cofferdam is cellular cofferdam. There are two types of cellular cofferdam: circular diaphragm. First, circular cells are connected by diaphragms. Deep excavation is required. Used when the construction area is very large. Also used then when internal bracing is impractical. It consists a diaphragm cell or circular cell. This is simple type of cofferdam, but in large area we can use this type of cofferdam first. Next type of cofferdam is creep cofferdam. It is also rockfill creep cofferdam, known as rockfill creep cofferdam, and in deep water where difficult to penetrate guide piles. When guide piles is difficult to penetrate, and this type of creep is used in cofferdam. In this type of construction, the sheet pile are supported by a series of wooden cribs. Next type of cofferdam is concrete cofferdam. It is the most common cofferdam nowadays. Concrete cofferdam construction must be take place below the water level. A cofferdam is built to give works a day work environment. Seat piling is driven around the work site. Sealed concrete is placed into the bottom to prevent water from seeping in from underneath the seat piling, and the water is pumped out. Concrete cofferdam is more common nowadays. Next type of cofferdam is suspended or movable cofferdam. It's also known as movable cofferdam. It is freely suspended and has a characteristic of floating. It is box type of cofferdam. There are different type of forces acting on cofferdam. Um, Forces acting on cofferdam means cofferdam are designed to exclude both surface water and groundwater from excavation area. The loads include hydrostatic force of the water, dynamic force due to the current and waves. The cofferdam involves the interaction of the structure, soil and water. The forces acting of cofferdam is self-weight of cofferdam. Next, water pressure. Then earth pressure from outside soil. Cofferdam provides safe environment to work. So uplift pressure also we calculate forces acting on cofferdam. Scouring is also one of the problem when cofferdam constructed. Ice pressure and other action. Sheet piles can easily be installed and removed when cofferdam is constructed. Otherwise, these also include forces acting in cofferdam. Next one is economic height of cofferdam. But uh, discuss in economic height of cofferdam, we will discuss first leakage prevention. Leakage prevention of cofferdam means seepage or leakage control play a vital role in the cofferdam. Cofferdam on sand are often designed using a seat pile of penetration of 2/3 above the dredge line is a height of structure. A flow net is most often used to estimate the seepage forces. If the exit gradient at the toe of the structure is large, a loaded filter or a wide base bump should be considered. In case of rockfill cofferdam, leakage problem can be occurred due to hand packed rockfill, but it can be prevented by dumping the fly ash on the outer surface and seepage or leakage will be carried. Now we will move on economic height of cofferdam. Economic height is a most important parameter in the design of cofferdam. Uh, in the starting of this topic, I will discuss that total project 5 to 10% we will go for cofferdam. 5 to 10% only. So economic height of cofferdam is very important part for design the cofferdam. The maximum height of cofferdam for which its total cost is minimum is known as the most economic height of cofferdam. This is the definition of economic height of cofferdam. When cofferdam is constructed in a river, it is necessary to determine the height that will most satisfactory. Usually the height of cofferdam is determined based on the height of the average normal flood during every year. Here during every year, but the data should we take last 5 years of flood for economic height of construction. Since the cofferdam is a temporary structure built across a river for the construction of another project, only to retain the water on side or upstream side and make the water free from downstream side of cofferdam. Hence, economic height of cofferdam is considered in its design. So, this is the cofferdam topic we covered. Hello friends, now we move on diaphragm wall construction and design. Here diaphragm wall introduction. This type of wall construction is generally reinforced cement concrete wall. These walls are constructed in the ground by using under slurry technique was developed in Europe. Diaphragm wall thickness varies between 300 mm to 1200 mm and its depth is up to 45 meter. The technique involves excavating the narrow trenches which is kept full of an engineered fluid slurry. A diaphragm wall is constructed in a narrow trench excavated in ground and supported by an engineered fluid. These walls are also called as slurry walls. These are some images of construction of diaphragm walls. There is some methods used in diaphragm wall is guide wall installation, pre-excavation for diaphragm wall, primary panel excavation from diaphragm wall, slurry cleaning and descending for diaphragm wall construction, diaphragm wall joints, reinforcement cage lowering and concrete trimming, and last one is secondary panel excavation from diaphragm wall. These are some methods for construction of diaphragm wall. This is the code which we can use to construct for diaphragm wall, IS 14344 1996. There is a type of diaphragm wall. First one is rigid type. In rigid type there is reinforced cement concrete use, and in flexible type the material used is plastic concrete, cement betonite slurry trenches, and last earth backfill slurry trenches. Application of diaphragm wall construction is this wall construction is commonly used in congested area. This wall construction is practically more suitable for deep basement. It can be used in conjunction with top-down construction technique. These walls can be constructed very close to the existing structure without any vibration. Depending on the function, the following kinds of diaphragm walls are used: structural walls, load-bearing element, cut-off walls. In structural diaphragm wall, they are used as retaining walls for the premier walls of deep basement and underground parking facilities, subways, underpasses, etc. Load-bearing walls, they are used in place of drill piers in foundations of tall building, bridges, piers, etc. Cut-off walls. In hydraulic structures, diaphragm walls are used as impermeable cut-offs to prevent seepage below earth dams, weirs and leaves. There is some images cut-off cover and tunnel diaphragm wall. Next one is cut-off wall, underground water tanks and water station. And this is the retaining wall which can be used for uh, river bank area, parking lot, etc. Uses of diaphragm wall construction is it gives the structure support for the construction of building basement with underground parking. It is used for retaining wall. It is used for retaining wall construction in the areas where limitation may be posed by noise, vibration, geology and water table. It provides stability to landslides, highway cuts and deep building excavation. Next uses of diaphragm wall is it can be installed through virtually all soil conditions to any plant geometry and to considerable depths. It can be constructed ahead of time and independent of other site activities. It can be constructed in relatively low headroom and in the areas of restricted access. Diaphragm wall can be quickly formed several hundred feet depth and through rock with great control over geometric continuity. It provides economic solution in cases where temporary and permanent support can be integrated or redesigned into one retaining structure. The site selection of diaphragm wall construction, we can in our mind to construct retaining wall, diaphragm wall. First of site selection is site condition. Next one is geological features of site. In this type of diaphragm wall or retaining wall, geological feature of site is more important role. Next one is previousness of subsurface data. Depth of overburden features also calculate anticipated stress and deformation caused by embankment construction and reservoir loading condition. Techno-economic consideration is also one of site selection structure for retaining wall. And last one is availability of construction material and labors is also important for diaphragm and retaining wall. So here we can end this topic of diaphragm wall and retaining wall construction.